Making a line graph for our States of Matter lab. The first thing that we need to do is we need to draw our X and Y axis. Okay, so you're going to take your ruler. I would go 1 in from where you've got your holes on the side of the paper, and we're going to draw our vertical line. Okay, now our vertical line has to be on the blue line. If you make a mistake and the ruler moves and it's not a straight line or it's not on the blue line, redraw it. You cannot have a wiggly axis. Okay, so there's my y-axis, and I'm going to do the same with the bottom. I'm going to go about one ruler's distance from the edge, and I'm going to draw in my x-axis. Okay, now the next thing is we need to put labels on our axis. Okay, so our x-axis is our independent variable. That's the thing that we are changing. So what were we changing? We were changing the amount of time spent on a hot plate. So that's what we're going to put down here. Amount of time on hot plate. Okay, and then what changed as a result? Well, the temperature. So for our label on this side, we're going to write temperature. Now, we need to make sure that we put our labels. So our label for temperature is degrees Celsius, and our label for time is minutes. All right, now, on my set of data, I've got 21 minutes worth of data. So let's count out our spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, that looks like I've got enough room to count by minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and make little hash marks at each one, because they're each representing 1 minute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my labels on the bottom, but I don't want to put one every single mark, because if I put one every single mark, then it's going to be really crowded on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to do every other. So I'm going to count to myself 1, write 2. Count to 3, write 4. Count 5, write 6. I'm going to continue this pattern all the way across. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing on my y-axis. Now my highest number is, or easier yet, why don't we make every block by 5? Because then what we can do is we'll make 5, 10, 15, 20. So we're going to make our lines all the way up. And we're not going to write every number again, we're going to do every other. So we're going to count to ourselves 5, write 10. Count 5, write 20. Okay, so again, we're writing a number every other one. Okay, and again, because we are putting our 10 every other, that means each individual block is worth 5. Okay, now it's time for me to start graphing. So I'm going to look at my first data point, and I've got at 0 minutes, the temperature is 0 degrees. Okay, so my 0 is right here at the origin. So I've got 0 over and 0 up. So that means my very first point is right there. My next point is 1 minute and 2 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to go over to 1 minute. Now I know that my first box is 5, so it's going to be less than halfway. So I'm going to put my point right here. Okay, then at my second minute, I'm 2 minutes 9 degrees. Okay, so 2 minutes, and I'm going to go up to almost 10 because it's not at 10, it's at 9. Then I'm going to go up to my third one. I've got 3 minutes and 15 degrees. So 3 minutes, now I'm going up to 13. So I'm going to continue this until I plot all of my points. Once I've plotted all of my points, I'm going to make sure that I add in labels for all of my observations, when all my ice is melted, when my condensation forms, when steam forms, when boiling begins, and when it's at a full roiling boil. And then we're also going to make sure that we put a title. Okay, the title of our graph, we could write something like the effect of the independent variable on the y variable, your dependent variable. So we could write the effect of the amount of time on a hot plate on temperature. And then we're going to make sure that we put a trend line. So a trend line means that we're not going to just connect the dots. We're going to make a general line that connects most of the points.